The report entitled "End Trials of Civilians in Military Courts" lists the implications of prosecuting civilians on those courts. It says military courts do not meet the requirements of competence, independence and impartiality under international law to try civilians. Also cited is the failure of the courts to respect the fundamental rights of fair trials, like the right to present a defense, the right against self-incrimination, and the court rejecting evidence in case it's extracted through torture. The 2011 report notes that these violations often lead to conviction and suspects handed down the death penalty. The Human Rights Watch report recommends that government stops prosecuting civilians in military courts.
And that's clear in international law that military courts are not competent to hear common crimes allegedly committed by civilians. And this has been said repeatedly by Uganda's own courts. So the question is when the military and the police will actually respect Uganda's courts and apply this ruling.
According to the UPDF Act, anyone found with stores or denied a preserve that are denied a preserve of the military become subject to military law. These include arms, ammunition, uniforms.
Human Rights Watch senior researcher for Africa, Maria Bennett, is asking government to halt all pending cases of civilians before the military courts.
We want the UPDF to look at the cases where people have been convicted, where people are pending trial, and where people are still awaiting plea and in detention, and come up with a system that works for everyone.
You cannot just release suspects onto the streets. That will be condoning criminality.
At least 341 cases involving civilians are awaiting trial or judgment before court-martial. In 2009, the Constitutional Court declared as unconstitutional the trial of civilians in military courts following a petition by the Uganda Law Society.
Now, a pronouncement of the Constitutional Court does not become an omnibus law. So you have to consider merits of case by case.
Isabel Nakiria, NTV.